Do I need a wee? No, I think I'm okay.
Unlike yesterday.
Unlike yesterday when I had to go to the toilet in a motorway service station, which was a shock. Anyway, morning. Welcome. Welcome to the show. And this show is called
Sunday Chat!
Sunday Chat, indeed. You know, we've done over nearly 180 episodes, Paul.
Oh, I think once we've done 181 we should stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think get our lives
Enough
back.
is enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, not really. We're
Those three
joking.
people are going to really miss it each week though, aren't they? Yeah.
Don't insult the viewers. There are thousands of people tuning in to this fabulous show which we bring to you every Sunday. And as you know by now, our channel is Richard and Paul. If you want it all, watch Richard and Paul. Welcome to the show, bloody welcome. Thank you so much, and welcome to new subscribers, and a big bloody thank you to all of our faithful old ringlies who are rocking gently to the sound of my voice.
Oh, I thought you meant rocking. Like that. I didn't think you meant rocking. Like
No, we
that.
don't want any broken hips in the house,
No,
do
we
we
don't.
really?
We don't.
So, Paul,
I had a
welcome.
click in my hip earlier.
Oh.
I was going upstairs and there was this click and was it him on the trampoline again? Oh, I don't know. I thought it was my hip, but maybe it was something
Paul.
outside.
Stop waffling on. Rambling on like a rambler.
But that's
Right.
what I do. That's what
Yeah,
I do.
I know.
That's what I do.
I'm very aware of that, Paul. So let's start off the show with another welcome to those of you who've recently joined us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. That's Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. And indeed our followers on Coffee. Thank you for buying us a coffee.
I put up
To support us. Talking across me.
I put up a special video today of those little coot chicks. We saw some cute coot chicks at Kew Gardens, didn't we? So
People who watch our reels on Instagram will have already seen that, Paul.
No, I know, but I've done a proper video of it, not just something which flashes past your eyes, which nobody looks at. It's almost 2 minutes long, and I don't say anything, but there is dialogue from Richard in there. Richard being nice. He's going, "Oh, look at the lovely chickies! Oh," like that.
That wasn't me, that was a member of the public. So, Paul, let's start off with Richard and Paul's weather. So today, there are clouds coming past, a chance of a passing shower, with sunny intervals. I'd love to do the weather. I think I'd be good. With sunny intervals and sunshine coming over the land.
Things.
With
Some
high pressure
and wetness from the sky.
and raindrops falling on one's head
And kittens.
in places.
And roses.
Kittens, fluffy kittens and lovely blooming roses.
Yeah.
All across the land.
Actually, it's
All
grey.
across the queendom.
Queendom,
It's
yeah.
a queendom, not a kingdom.
Actually, it's true.
United
it should,
Queendom.
It should be called that.
I know.
Why is it not called that?
Why am I the first person who spotted that?
I don't know.
This video should go viral just because of that.
I think so. Yeah. But
Anyway.
why is it? I mean, other things change, don't they? Other things. God
Like
save the king.
God save the king.
God
Queen.
save the queen.
God save the little boy that lives down the lane.
Why are you pulling my hair?
I don't know, it's attracting me today. There's a certain allure.
Yeah.
I love that word, allure.
It is quite a good word.
That's what I've got, allure.
I quite like Queendom. I think we should call it Queendom. United Queendom.
Yeah, we've said all that now, just going over and over and over. So the weather is calm, and it has been sunny, and it has been rainy a little bit. We had a little bit the other day, but not enough to really wet the ground.
Oh no.
Still parched, isn't it?
I was planting up the sunflowers and the chamomile yesterday, which you'll see in a week at the plot.
That's chamomile in America.
Chamomile in America, yeah. And actually, I need to be careful about saying that they get things wrong, because sometimes it's the older English that they have rather than...
When words like that are spelled differently or pronounced differently, actually it came from us in the beginning anyway.
Yeah, and we've changed it, not the Americans. It's not Americans just being stupid. No.
We would never accuse American people of being stupid. We love Americans. No, we do. We really do.
Well, those that don't vote for Trump, anyway. Yeah. I mean, that goes without saying.
But that's old history now, Paul. We've all moved on from that old Cheeto person.
Well, give it a few years, he'll be back and running.
Anyway, move on. We're talking about the bloody weather.
Yeah. So it's grey at the moment. Today, it's Saturday we're recording this. It's Hanwell Hootie Day.
Yes, thank goodness the weather is good for the hootie.
Yeah, you don't want rain for
That's
the hootie.
Hootie, not hooters.
No, not hooters. Not boop boop. No,
Don't
not
be
those.
disgusting.
No.
Hanwell Hootie is a music festival in our local area. And for those of you who don't know, Hanwell is the home of Marshall amplifiers. So Marshall amplifiers do a little bit of work with the Hootie, I believe. And it's we've got a big field which is by the Warncliffe Viaduct, built by Brunel, where the trains go over, and that's where the main stage of the Hootie is placed. They started last night. There was a band on last night.
There were 4 bands on last night.
4 bands on last night. We heard the later one, and all the drums and the singing. They didn't sound like that, Paul. They sounded quite good, actually, from what I heard, but I think the drums were a little bit too loud. But we get the sound drifting over.
Which I quite like.
Yes, so do I. It's kind of dreamlike. And it oscillates, I noticed. The wind must have been blowing the sound in a different direction. But that, I hope they have a good day. First band on at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. And also, good luck to Sarah Louise Young, who is taking part in the Hootie. She's in the comedy section of the Hootie, and she and I worked together many, many moons ago in Money to Burn, that disaster of a West End show. Yeah. Anyway, the shortest running West End show ever.
Anyway,
there we are.
Yeah, let's move on, shall we, Paul? So, what's been in the week?
What's been happening this week?
So, we've been out for a few walks.
We have. You've wanted to get out quite a bit, haven't you?
The weather is good. May should be taken advantage of, and I've said this for a number of years.
I don't think she would like that.
Paul, just disguster. What was I saying?
May should be taken advantage of.
May should be taken advantage of, I believe, because actually, May is very often extremely good.
Yeah.
Compared to, it's May and June, compared to July and August, which actually for many, many years in the UK it was very wet.
And windy.
Wet, windy and horrid generally. Whereas May and June tend to be very beautiful and bright and fresh, and the green is gorgeous, and it's just got a really pleasant feel to it.
It's rather lovely in the United Kingdom during May and June.
Yes, it is. Yes. So take advantage, get things done in May and June, because the rest of it could be a washout.
It could be, or it could be burning hot.
Exactly, which again is no good, because you can't bloody do anything.
No,
can you?
No, you can't.
No.
But yeah, we've had a few spots of rain, but when I was planting the sunflowers and the chamomile yesterday, the ground was so dry, so dry. And I watered that area about a week ago, because it's where we've got some California poppies coming up and various other things.
Love those ones.
And also tree lilies, which I think are going to be small again. but at least I haven't trimmed them yet, so at least they're growing. So I watered that area last week, and it was just bone dry, dust dry, in fact.
Well, did you see Vivi's video where she was doing that demonstration on trying to demonstrating how useless a bulb planter would be?
Oh, yeah. What, to do potatoes or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just, not in London, you just can't, and the ground bakes even without sun.
I mean, we have some clay soil, but Vivi's soil, even though she's done a huge amount over the years, is clay, you know, which is highly rich in nutrients, so things grow really well.
Why? Because it holds on to nutrients,
yeah,
but the roots can't get through the clay.
But also, bizarrely, there's an awful lot of air in clay as well. Even though it's sort of, maybe that's one of the reasons it compacts so much when it dries. But yeah.
Leave that for your gardening videos, Paul. Otherwise I'll slip into a coma, never to be revived again.
I was talking to somebody earlier and they said, oh yeah, they're very worried about this person because they're in a coma. And it took me a moment to get that the person was actually not saying the word correctly. I thought, why? How would you slip? How are you?
Yeah, all right. God.
But anyway, I got there.
What were we saying?
Weather.
Oh, that's it. No, we weren't.
Oh,
we moved on from that ball.
We moved on.
So we went to Kew, and there were a few gorgeous highlights, weren't there?
Oh, it was fantastic, actually.
Really? No, seriously.
The tulip field, particularly.
The tulip field. I'm going to be running a bit of video here. Run VT. I've always wanted to say that. Run VT. Here. No, it's next to me. It's next to me because I'm important. And the rhododendron dell.
Yes, that was
well,
lovely.
Which was just stunning. Never seen that in full swing before.
No.
With the azaleas as well, and just a huge variety of colours.
And the bluebells.
The bluebells are still out.
It's quite interesting. There was an area where there was a lot of Spanish bluebells, and in the wooded areas, there were traditional English bluebells. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought they might not have had Spanish bluebells at Kew. I thought they might have taken those out. Because, of course, it is an invasive species in the UK.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not invading anything other than a bit of grass. I mean, it's hardly going to cause a problem.
Anyway, the tulip area was lovely. It was literally one of those places where you go around the corner and you go, wow. You know, it was lovely.
Danger, invading bluebells. I mean, you know.
But the thing is, it's a different ecosystem and blah, 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 blah.
But they're growing well.
They are growing well, but that's why they're invasive. What I also saw, and this is a bit gardening again, in somebody's front garden, hemlock growing. And knocked on the door and told them it was hemlock and it should be removed. But you need to be really careful. You need to literally mask up. One of our plot holders, she works at Sky, and they found some and had to hazmat up because there was so much of it. Because it's highly poisonous, hemlock, and it can be, it's so dangerous to your skin, bare skin. And we did tell them about a week ago, and I noticed yesterday it's still there, but it's now getting its red streaks on it, which is not good.
Why?
Because that's when it gets really poisonous.
At the height of its poisonosity.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's right next to their front wall, and kids walk up and down there regularly. Yeah. Anyway. I think I'll knock again and.
Oh, you've told them.
Yeah, I've told them. I've got to don't
let nature take its course.
And also don't take on responsibility for something that is not actually my responsibility.
No, you're not responsible for all the poisonous plants, Paul.
No, I'm not. No.
I am.
No, are you? Oh.
I grew them there.
Yeah, that's because you're a bitchy queen. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So we also got Ite and Bite. in the Chilterns as well. We're trying to up our walking, We're trying to get in as many walks as we can per week, especially during May and June, because the weather is good.
You said that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Said that.
So we went to the Chilterns, we went to Watlington Hill, which we visited before.
Only once.
And we spent some time watching the red kites.
Yeah.
Soaring above.
Yeah. And in fact, soaring above, but also there was that one, wasn't there? That was most probably about 50 feet above us, kept on circling. I think it thought we were carrion and it wanted to eat us. I think that's what it thought.
I don't think it did, Paul.
No?
I think they know what humans look like.
Oh, right, okay.
I really do. When you're on a hill, very often they're level with you because they're catching the upward drafts, the thermals, and they're sort of floating there. But they do tend to move around quite a bit. And I've noticed they sort of circle one area, then they circle right out again, and then they almost disappear, and then suddenly they're back again.
I was wondering yesterday whether they have some type of inbuilt GPS so that they know they've searched that area.
Well, I know certainly pigeons can follow magnetic fields, can't they? I wouldn't put it past them, Paul. They're very clever little things. Well, big things actually, aren't they, Paul? Yes,
but it is lovely up there, and the view across the plains is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, stunning. So we had some good thigh activity, didn't we? Walking up that hill.
Yes, in between the gorse.
Good for the thighs and the bum and the heart, because I was sweating slightly.
Yeah, I could smell it. Yeah.
So,
and then we went to Cowley's Woods.
We did. And Cowley's Woods at this time of year, spring light, beautiful pale green gorgeousness everywhere.
And blue.
And bluebells again. Lovely. Very nice. Let's move on now, Paul.
All English bluebells there.
So, what's been in the news this week, Paul?
I don't know, Richard. What has been in the news this week?
One of the lead stories this week is the local elections in the UK. So these are the local elections for each borough. Not all boroughs. Not all boroughs were voting.
No.
No, Paul, it wasn't everybody.
All London was, though.
I don't know, but I'm talking about the UK. Not all the boroughs had elections.
No.
So this is where the councillors are elected, not the Member of Parliament. This is not a doodah.
This is local elections for local government.
It's not what's the other election called?
What?
Where the MPs are. What's that called? What's that word?
I don't know.
What's the word for a election?
It's the election.
A countrywide election.
I don't know.
Why don't we know?
I don't know.
Oh well. It's called something, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, it was local elections.
Yeah. And, well, the Conservatives and Labour are rather surprised, aren't they?
Well, yeah. Lib Dems and Greens did rather well.
Relatively.
Yeah, relatively.
The Greens could have done better. And I personally find it incredible that they don't do better in this day and age, in the current climate.
I personally find it remarkable that anyone votes Conservative. But
I know, but what I'm saying is, you'd think that with the issues around the environment, that the Green Party would do well.
I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because people think the Green Party is a small party, which of course it is, and therefore I think many people will vote Labour or potentially Lib Dem because they see better chances of more councillors being taken up by Labour and Lib Dem than they do the Greens.
Yeah.
And I think that's always the issue with smaller parties.
But also the Greens have never had a chance to prove that they could lead a country.
No, of course
Have
they've led Brighton, haven't they?
Yeah, but that's a bit... Well,
Local elections.
Brighton, I mean, you know.
Yeah, but they have.
Yeah, but look at the state of Brighton the last time we went.
But it's like, I voted Labour. I would have voted Green, but I voted Labour because I wanted to try and ensure as few Conservative councillors as possible. So I voted Labour because I thought they would get more councillors. And in fact, in Ealing, they did get more councillors. You voted Green.
Green.
Quite rightly, because that is where we are. So the two of us have sort of voted. I voted tactically, you voted correctly.
Of course. In other news this week, Anne Robinson's leaving Countdown.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe she's leaving so soon. Poor.
I think it's a shame.
It's only been a year.
She's been in there a year, or will have been a year and a little bit, I think. But it is a shame. I mean, it'll be interesting to see who they get next. I just hope they don't go back to the Nick Hewer type of
Yeah, we don't want
presenters,
a male
you know.
of a certain age again.
No,
Thank you very much.
Rather have a female of a certain age rather than a male of a certain age.
keep the women there. You know, let's have more diversity as well, really.
I mean, Jo Brand is the guest this week. I mean, Jo Brand would be great, wouldn't she?
Yeah,
She'd
but she's
be
got
brilliant.
too much on.
She's got so much on. Yeah, absolutely.
So, also in news this week, the interest rates have gone up.
Yeah.
Up.
Up in America recently, up here. And I know for savers it's good, but for businesses it's bad. And when we're trying to get back to normal after the pandemic, what you don't want businesses having further and further costs.
Yeah, but it's nothing like it used to be.
No, it's nothing like it used to be.
1%?
It's 1% now.
Yeah, exactly. What did it used to be at one point in the worst times where we were paying through the nose?
15%, 17% at one point, I think.
Yeah, then it dropped.
And then
it was around like 7% at one point. And, you know, it's come right down. So at least it's not those days again.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's not.
We're paying in other ways now.
But the problem is, or I believe the problem is that the Bank of England that sets the rates and the monetary policy committees and all of that, I don't think they understand that it doesn't. The way that they work, the monetary policy doesn't work that way anymore.
No, and
Things
this
have
is
changed.
not Richard and Paul's financial news.
No, it's not.
We just
Or
mentioned
advisory.
it. We just mentioned
yeah.
it. So, Paul, what else has been going on? How was your working week?
Mine was quite busy. I did quite a bit on social media for Earth's sake. And I was also writing the newsletter, which goes out next Tuesday. That usually takes me a day to write that newsletter because there's a lot of things to feed into it and a lot of information to bring together. So if you're signed up for the For Earth's Sake mailing list, you'll get that on Tuesday. Yeah. Are you signed up for the For Earth's Sake mailing list? No, I don't think.
I don't want to be signed up for anything else.
No, he doesn't want to be signed up.
I'm signed up for so many things. I spend all day reading emails that have come into me from things I've signed up for. Well, actually, I don't read them. I just delete them.
I delete a lot of things.
Anyway.
And I've also been making a few notes for some more writing that I'm doing. So, yeah. Good for you.
Good for you.
What have you been doing this week?
Thank
Richard, at
you
work?
so much for asking. Well, it was an incredibly short week for me this week.
It was, but you
with
still
bank
moaned about
holiday
it, didn't
Monday.
you?
Well, actually, no. There wasn't much to moan about this week. Was there?
The windows.
No, that was last week.
I thought they were being changed
Oh, you
again.
mean the work? Oh God, the noise. Yeah, that was worth moaning about. There was a lot of noise, there was a lot of disruption, but it's got to be done. You just have to focus. That's what I do. And actually I had a lot of delivery stuff to pack away and put on shelves, PPE. So I focused on doing that and just got on with it.
And you brought home some boxes.
Some cardboard boxes, that's right. Always love a good cardboard box.
We might actually have a box room, which is just empty cardboard boxes.
The dining room is filled with cardboard boxes. It's cardboard box heaven. We could open a store, couldn't we?
And they're not cardboard boxes for me either. They're cardboard boxes for...
Well, no, for your books, for sending to Ziffit.
Yeah.
I need one to send a jacket out to my Vinted customer.
Yeah. Though actually they're not your Vinted customer, they're your ex-Vinted customer, because Vinted is still...
Forget that.
Funked.
No, I forgot. I've moved on now. I'm also boxing up some tiles as well. So blah, 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 blah. Da-da-da-da.
Blah.
That's it. So lovely. In other news this week, Fenella's gone for her MOT and her full service. So for those of you who don't know what an MOT is, it's a car examination that has to take place yearly to ensure that your vehicle is roadworthy.
What's it stand for? Is it something stupid like mode of transport tax or...
Go and get it, Paul, off the table. It's on the table. Go on. What is it? What does it stand for?
It doesn't say.
Bring it here.
There we are.
Right, what does MOT stand for? It doesn't say. You have to do the Google, Paul. MOT test certificate.
This is interesting for everyone.
Well, you'll just have to wait. Doesn't say. Oh, come on, Paul. It doesn't take all day to do a Google. What does MOT stand for?
Ministry of Transport.
Ministry of Transport. So there we are. So your car has to be checked in the UK every year to make sure that it passes all these tests.
Unless it's less than 3 years old.
And it's done. Lovely. But I do have to do a repair, not as a result of the MOT test, but the rear windscreen wiper needs to be replaced. Not the wiper, the whole arm, because some of the cover is broken.
You manhandled it.
Well, no, I was brushing off some cobwebs and it fell off. No, literally it did. So I'm replacing it. It only cost me 15 quid.
Right, okay.
So that's lovely.
There we are.
So,
and you were saying you felt it was driving a little bit better?
Feels fine. Feels absolutely fine. No problem at all.
There we are.
Good. Let's move on to the next segment. I love that word. Segment. What?
I was just wondering if you were going to come up with another word that you liked. Scissorism.
Yes. We heard plenty of that, didn't we?
That's a good word.
So let's move on now, Paul, to your favourite part of the week. Things that are annoying me this week. I thought that was quite good.
I think it could be more of a catchy jingle.
I'm going to send that to Celine Dion. Things that are annoying me this week. Well, number one. I'll tell you. Number one. The Rock and Roll Hall Fame induction thing.
Oh, right, yes.
What is it called? The Hall of Fame.
The Rock and Roll
Hall of
Fame.
Induction. Yeah? So there's several bands that have been inducted recently. And they're all saying, oh, what an honour. It's annoying me now.
Why?
Okay, so these bands been around for ages, and millions, yeah, huge amount of recognition, you know, awards galore, and then there's this.
Yeah.
I don't see the point in it.
Why not?
How much more recognition do you need? Yeah? What will be next? Promotion to God of Rock and Roll?
Well, most probably, yeah.
This is the thing that it really does annoy me, because first of all, I think to myself, haven't you had enough recognition for the work that you've done already? Because you have got a lot already. I mean, we're talking about bands like the Eurythmics, Duran Duran, people like that. And it's like, oh yeah, you really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, don't they?
Tell me the point of it. Tell me the point of it when you already have a stellar history behind you of amazing achievements in music and more money than you could ever possibly want. More recognition than you could ever possibly want. Yet there's even more. And it's almost like this is the step up. This is the nearly ultimate accolade that you can achieve. No!
But isn't it about those groups that have made a difference in the style of music and moving music forward?
No, it's everybody now.
Oh, right, okay.
Dolly Parton was invited. She's not rock
She
and
was
roll.
invited
She's
years ago. She turned it down.
turned it down because I don't think I'm rock and roll. I think I'm country. Yeah?
Right, okay. Don't they have a...
I hope one day they can invite me back when I've made a rock and roll album.
Has she made a rock and roll album?
No!
Oh, right, okay.
But you have to see where I'm coming from.
No, I do see where you're
These
coming from.
These people have, you know, to me, what's happening is that these stars are showing that pop stars and rock stars, the only thing they crave is attention. And this is the ultimate attention. This is like the Rolls Royce of attention. Yeah? And I think it's completely pointless. You've had a great career. You've been honoured to the hilt already. You have lived a life of luxury. And yet you still want more. Do you see where I'm coming from? I think it's really weird. No, I do. I think awards ceremonies are weird. I think the Oscars
do think they
are weird.
Yeah, I think awards ceremonies are.
The BAFTAs are weird. I find it all just ridiculous. You do a job, you get paid for it, and you get paid too much for it in the music industry, I think. It's ridiculous, frankly.
Well, you either get paid nothing or you get paid lots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's totally unfair. You've got so many struggling artists who are excellent, who never earn, barely earn enough to pay their rent. Yet these stellar superstars just keep earning more and more and more and more to fuel their dynasty, Because they all have kids who then go on to be famous and big stars, earning more and more and more and more. I just find it obscene. You don't need to earn more than you need to live a life. And luxury elevates you above normal, boring, old, dirty toilet goer of a life, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
God, you're on one today.
Yeah.
About the Rock and Roll Wall of Fame.
I just think it's ridiculous. That's it. Ridiculous. It's very annoying.
I remember Vivi and I discussing one day the best tennis player in the world. And I said the best tennis player in the world is most probably in some African country hitting a ball with an old racket against a garage or against a wall. And they're most probably the best tennis player in the world. They just haven't had the luck, the money and the fortune to transcend what they're doing.
Well, look at Boris Becker. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
Really?
Making wrong choices and relying on the wrong people.
I mean, you know, he had it all and lost it all.
But there we are. You know, that's what happens.
Well, look at Madonna. Oh, dearie me. That's a bit of a car crash, isn't it?
Right.
Have you seen her?
What else has...
Like a virgin. I mean, she's like a parody of a
Madonna.
Of an old... she is. She's coming across as this slightly disabled old star who can just about barely get across the stage. And her face is frozen now. It's completely frozen.
Again, but those are her own personal choices, aren't they?
Just
lots of exercise or things like that.
Right, look. I know she's got bad knees. I know, but look at Grace Jones in comparison. Yeah? Stylish, classy, puts on these really beautiful concerts where everything's just so gorgeous and lovely and gentle and just classy.
Or Shirley Bassey.
Yeah, but Shirley Bassey's a bit older.
Well, she is older, but she still banged it out at the BAFTAs, didn't she?
Hardly.
Oh, I think she was fabulous.
Hardly. Really, she's a shadow of her former self.
Yes, but same
as Streisand.
I think you're terrible because I think as people get older, we should embrace them for how they reinterpret things that they have done.
But there's a fine line. There's a fine line.
You're horrible.
Between bowing out gracefully and making a complete tit of yourself.
You're horrible.
No, you should just grow old gracefully, wind it down, just do some charity work, use your power for good rather than earning more money. Really.
Well, it depends what you're doing with that money.
At least Jane Fonda gives away most of her money.
Well, you don't know that Madonna doesn't. Just because people earn a lot of money, it doesn't mean that they don't give it away.
She has done some good in Malawi, hasn't she? I know that. But hey-ho, Paul.
Yeah. Is there another segment we can move on to?
No, because I haven't finished this segment.
Oh, honestly.
Drivers.
Do you want a coffee?
Drivers. Bad drivers.
Oh, yeah.
There were a couple yesterday.
I'll join in on this one.
We were pulling out of Cowley's Woods. You looked one way, I looked the other way, and it was kind of okay, but I could see a car coming, but it was still quite far off.
Yeah.
So I thought
it was a good couple of 100 metres off.
Plenty of time for me to pull out. It then appeared, as I was on my side of the lane, that he was coming at breakneck speed, and then
he speeded up.
He speeded up and aimed for us.
Yeah.
And then blasted his horn. He was in a Porsche. I mean, sorry, but most Porsche drivers seem to come across as complete idiots.
Yeah, and his hair was as grey as his Porsche as well. So he was an old driver. You know what they say about people with powerful cars and big cars. Yeah, he had a small brain as well.
BCSD.
Yeah. And I did actually, because I had the window open, so I gave him the reverse victory.
Well, he was going so fast he wouldn't have even seen. I mean, it was ridiculous. This is a country lane.
Yeah.
He must have been doing 70.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 70. I'm sure he must live around there. So if you know someone with a silver Porsche that lives around there, you'll most probably know who this tosser is. But basically, it's a country lane with lots of overgrown areas and a parking space. a parking area that people come in and out of. And if you know that area, you should not be speeding past that, because things do get overgrown. They're not at the moment, but in the height of summer they are. And it's dangerous.
I mean, the safest speed to do down there is either 40 or 50.
I think
frankly.
40, really.
50 at a push.
Yeah.
Because it's a clear straight road, which means you can see. Then on the motorway, we had a couple of incidents as well. People just weaving around, not looking at what other people are doing.
There was one incident where you were indicating to overtake, and as you pulled out, the car on the outside lane actually pulled in front of us.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't pulled back, that car would have hit us.
Yeah.
And, you know, just ridiculous, because that car should have noticed that we were indicating for
You've said that.
a good
Don't you
while.
just say it again?
But I think there is poorer driving since the sort of pandemic came to an end. I do think there's poorer driving on the roads.
And that person that overtook us on the local road the other day, everywhere in this area is 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So we drive at the legal speed, 20 miles an hour. Yes, it is too slow. We think it should probably be 25 because it is painfully slow. But we drive at the speed. This person overtook us.
Well, overtook us
into
and then
the path of a bus.
A bus, yeah. And then veered in front of us to avoid the bus.
And then I noticed that this person had pulled into the garage, and I was half tempted to drive into the garage and say, "Oi, I'm taking your number, I'm reporting you for dangerous driving and overtaking in a 20 mile an hour zone."
But there would have been no proof, so there was no point anyway.
This is why people have cameras in their cars now, because there's so much poor driving. And the third thing, lovely, is judgmental and opinionated people.
What do you mean, like you? Oh, he's having a go about himself.
This week I'm annoying myself.
Classic.
No, you know what I mean. People who are extremely opinionated.
Which is exactly what you are. Yeah.
It's me, miss.
Yeah.
No, but when they throw it at other people when they don't know them.
What, you mean like Madonna?
Like
Madonna. Yeah.
What do you mean
like Shirley. You don't know Madonna. You don't know Shirley
I'm not
Bassey.
saying that. I mean on places like YouTube and stuff, like comments. And
Oh
things
right.
like that,
Okay.
where people get in a strop with somebody.
Right. Oh
because
yeah.
they don't agree with how you're growing your brassicas.
Has that happened? Have I missed that?
Happen where? On our channel?
Yes.
Well, it has done a few times.
Has it?
And I just think people get really snotty. And Vivi was talking about this the other day in one of her videos. People get really snotty in their comments when they become opinionated about something and judgmental. And I mean, even though we're not currently subject to it, when I hear that somebody has done it to somebody else, I just find it really annoying.
Yeah, I do.
Because, you know, people are entitled to an opinion and to make a comment, but just use nice language. Frame it, you know? Frame it in a pleasant way, rather than coming in for the jugular, you know? Learn to use your communication techniques in a more effective manner.
Maybe you could do a video on this, better communication techniques. You could train people.
Well, I used to, Paul.
I know.
I'm an expert at good, clear communication with an assertive edge.
Yeah.
So that's it. Bye.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's... Oh, no, TV.
We've had a bumper week of TV. And a sort of non-bumper week of watching some things as well.
It has been a bumper week on television. Picard, finale. Paul, you're rustling your feet.
I've Sanded them yesterday,
Well, it
grated
hasn't
them.
worked. It hasn't worked.
I need to cream them. Yeah.
Oh, creamed feet.
Pop under a grill for 10 minutes. Sometimes you won't even need a cheesy topping. So yeah, what have we been watching this week?
No, that's made my eyes water. It's made me want to actually vomit now.
Picard's season finale was great. I really enjoyed it.
It was very good. And of course, we learnt something about 7 of 9.
We did, yes. And about
It's a
Rafe.
little bit-
Is it Rafe? Yeah.
Raffi.
That's it, Raffi.
A
Yeah.
little bit saucy, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Oh,
And-
that's going to set temperatures rising.
And apparently there's one more series which is in the making at the moment, and then that is it for Picard. Which I think is mostly right, and they can round all of that up.
We completely devoured Grace and Frankie.
We did, yeah.
Devoured it over a couple of days. Well worth a watch. Fabulous ending.
Yeah, and
Really
not
fun.
only a season finale, but a series finale
That's
there
it.
as well, because
That's it.
that is it for Grace and Frankie.
But as we said last week, apparently there may be a spin-off coming. We also watched Grace, which is the detective series by
Inspector
Peter
Grace.
James. Is it the 3rd episode or the 2nd episode?
Well, it's the 3rd episode, but the 2nd of this run.
That was quite good.
I thought it was a better episode, yeah.
Several of you had said to us, oh, give Ghosts a go. And we'd said, well, we did give it a go, but we didn't like it. So we thought, no, come on, give it another go. Maybe we weren't in the right frame of mind.
As we weren't for Schitt's Creek when we started watching that.
So, we did give it a go. We watched about 3 episodes.
You laughed a few times.
I had a couple of laughs, but they weren't belly laughs.
And I went onto my phone and watched something on that.
It just
doesn't do it for me.
Cut it.
I'd love to see the Ghosts of Motley Hall again.
It just, no. I just don't think... I think it's a couple of the performances I find very annoying. I know they're meant to be annoying characters, but the performances just aren't believable enough.
For us.
I think the girl, the owner of the house, I think she's good.
Yep.
Convincing. Her boyfriend...
Really?
No.
Yeah, rubbish.
Terrible. Totally unconvincing. Couple of the ghosts are quite funny, but no, it's just annoying.
And I don't think
Frankly.
particularly well written.
No.
No. Other things that aren't particularly well written, we started watching 3 things this week and gave up. First was the new series called 10%.
On Amazon, which we were really looking forward to. Really great cast.
Yeah.
Maggie Steed,
Yeah.
Jack Davenport,
Yeah.
Couple of others. Really looking forward to it. Thought this is going to be good fun. 20 minutes in, and there haven't actually been any jokes.
Yeah.
There
No
haven't
laughs.
been any laughs. It's not hitting the spot.
So we gave up.
0% in my book.
Yeah. And then we started a
Here
new
we go.
BBC series, Here We Go,
Again, Alison Steadman.
who we adore. Bah, no.
It was absolutely dire.
Alison-
Again, there was nothing funny about it.
No.
And it's also meant to be filmed on a mobile phone by one of the kids.
Yeah.
So, in an average family, so the child's got a phone that's giving broadcast quality pictures.
Yeah.
No, didn't cut it.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
I mean,
if they'd
you know,
have
many-
switched between mobile phone and camera work,
Absolutely.
then that would have been better.
Yeah.
Um,
So anyway, we gave up on
gave
that.
up on that again.
And then something that I was really looking forward to, and I wasn't quite sure what it was about, was The Bubble,
Which is a movie.
a movie on Amazon.
Looked quite long at 2 hours 5.
2 hours 5. I'm sure if you watch the whole thing, it would feel like 1,000 hours.
We got how far in?
50 minutes in.
50 minutes in. There were a couple of laughs.
Yeah.
Started really well.
Yeah.
Really interesting story about a film set forming a bubble to film a movie during the pandemic.
Some good cast, some really good cast, some really good acting, but the script, dire.
It got to the point where we thought it started to just fall apart.
It did.
I think it was meant to fall apart. I think there was a feeling that everything was going wrong.
It became, it's a parody of what happened, but it became a chaotic parody of itself. Being a parody of something else.
And we just couldn't face the thought of another hour.
It was chaos. It just turned into chaos.
So we switched off. But there was another good show that we started.
D.I.
Ray. This is a 4-parter
on
ITV detective show about an Asian detective being promoted to detective inspector, who fast realises that she's been placed in that position due to tokenism. Absolutely gripping.
You were, I was, but you were completely gripped.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was an excellent story, excellent acting, engaging characters, some absolutely mega twists and turns. Highly recommended if you can watch it. D.I. Ray.
I have to say, I knew early on, I didn't know, I thought early on, I knew it was either going to be character A or character B.
That doesn't matter, does it?
Where the twists were going to be. And
that doesn't matter.
It still didn't matter because I was completely gripped by it.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Why not?
You're just showing off.
No, I'm not.
I knew who it was. I knew who it was from the beginning.
But I think... No, I didn't know from the beginning. Not from the beginning.
Shush
from
now,
the end of the first episode.
Look.
It's grey. It's going to rain.
Look over there. So that's it. That's it for our bumper week Parks and Recreation. We're on the final
season of that.
Which we're obviously enjoying.
It's quite
lovely, Paul, isn't it? Yes,
it
is. That's
Curb
it.
Your Enthusiasm. People have suggested that. We did try it again a few weeks ago, and we haven't sort of got into it, have we? Not Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No.
What was it?
Don't know.
Oh, we started watching something else, but somebody suggested Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's it now.
We've got to the end of our favourites, really.
Shush now. We're saying goodbye now.
Are we saying goodbye?
Yeah, that's it.
Aren't we going to go on for another hour?
No.
I could talk about Brussels sprouts.
No.
I could talk about calendula.
Yeah, it's not funny.
Or my sunflowers.
Shush now. So thanks so much. Bloody thank you for watching. Take care. Toodle pip. Au revoir.
Bienvenue.
That's welcome. Bye.
We could do it all again.
Say goodbye, Paul.
Bye.